Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. This is the beginning of the second week of the course, and I hope you're making progress. I definitely am checking in on the discussion boards. Probably need to start making some progress. There's a few groups there that have started to engage in some communication. Like to see a little bit more out there. I know everybody's kind of letting things wash over them, but this 6 weeks will go very quickly, and I don't want it to sneak up on you. So I'm hoping you'll get moving on that, and I will probably pose some questions to facilitate some discussion here in the near future, and also be responding to those who have posted within their discussion. So what I've seen so far, really thoughtful and reflective, and hitting a lot of the great points that are highlighted within the documentary that are gonna really help you develop some plans and just in the future as leaders. Hopefully the things that are presented here are you find useful and actionable, so you can take it with you into your own leadership positions and in your building someday to be successful. So, I hope things are going well. As far as the modules laid out, I would, if it were me, I would say I'd probably hopefully be through the supervision of successful schools at this point, having kind of read those chapters and reflected upon some of the articles and looked at the PowerPoint and the lecture. Now I'm going to speak to some things. I'm going to try to post to each module as I can, and give you a little bit of a practitioner's perspective, taking the theory and kind of meshing it there. But one of the things I wanted to do is I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint here and look at what they talk about the ideal being collegial supervision. I really think people evaluate, they think of supervision almost in the terms same way as discipline a little bit, in regards to there is a little connotation of a negativity to it. But really, if you are fostering a collaborative, collegial environment with a focus of students first, in your buildings, and doing that through developing relationships and trust, you're going to have a collegial supervision taking place. And I really think what they mean by that, and what I try to establish in my building, is the fact that it's really not myself or my other administrators supervising per se. I mean, we do see what's going on. You're always evaluating, but the key is to develop a collegial environment, an environment where you can have rich discussion, and it's a supervision of the process, a supervision of the building, and what's going on within that environment, to have a productive learning environment for our students to achieve within. So really that is the positive connotation that I'd like you to take from this is supervision, and making sure as a leader, that's what you're looking to develop within your building. Supervision being the province of teachers as well as supervisors, that is twofold. I think we all need to be present, um, you know, teachers as well as supervisors present in the building, present in the process, present in the culture and climate of the building. And part of that as well is letting, people know when we need to make adjustments and adapt and change to what our mission and vision is with that environment, that building, that organization, is the word I was looking for. But is if teachers see you as the leader, needing to make some adjustments, keeping you on task, keeping you moving forward, then they should absolutely do that. Um, that goes with colleagues to colleague. I talk a lot with my department chairs and teachers in general, and in regards to a lot of things don't get moving unless it's moved by those with I always call boots on the ground. Those day in and day out working together, keeping each other in check, to make sure that things are moving forward towards the established goals. So, if as long as it's a collaborative process, and the relationships have been developed to a point where you can have very honest and open conversations with each other, and you know what, agree to disagree at times, have very very rich conversation and move away feeling like there was growth from that. I've had a lot of discussions with my staff in large group settings and small group settings where we really vetted out a lot of difficult topics, be it things that had occurred in the building that we need to fix some things, based on our procedures and our protocols, or just some philosophical um, items, to where we need to get aligned. I celebrated having that dialogue. You should really celebrate, people feeling safe to speak their mind. And always in a respectful manner, obviously, but that they're going to come away with no hard feelings and not feeling like there's going to be any retribution, towards them. So, and a lot of that does not come easily. It takes a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of time on your part as the leader of the building to be present. I have several core areas that I kind of filter my leadership through, and one of those core areas is presence. And it's important for you as a leader, as us as leaders in education, to be as present as possible. Making sure we're in classrooms, making sure we're present in the moment, and when we're talking to somebody, we're engaging with them, listening, and making sure we provide dialogue and feedback. Because we can become very overwhelmed with stuff. You're going to have stuff flying at you all the time. You're going to have a lot of paperwork, that you're going to have to get through, and a lot of managerial pieces. Management and leadership, they're two separate things. There's the management piece that needs to happen, but you cannot be overcome by that. You need to keep track of it. But I always say people versus paper. I'm going to focus on the people before the paper. The paper I can do later, and put those hours in if necessary. But the people are there in the present, and that's who you focus on. So when you do that, and you do that regularly and authentically and consistently, and you illustrate that you're there and you care for people, then what you're going to do is you're going to develop a climate of trust and compassion and care, and you're going to be able to have those really difficult conversations. They're going to create growth, and this ideal of collegial supervision will then begin to grow amongst you, where everybody is going to feel comfortable having open conversations, because it's not always easy to do. But if it's modeled for people, just as we model for our children, adults need modeling as well. And I think as leaders, that's what we're there to do, is facilitate the modeling of expectations and ideals. So as long as that's modeled on a regular basis, you're going to see that start to unfold in front of you, and it's going to be a wonderful thing to see take place. So, related to that, that's the little snippet I wanted to provide with you in regards to supervision within your buildings, and focusing on the ideal of the collegial piece, to help facilitate that. So that's all I wanted to say about it at this point. If I have some additional thoughts, I might throw them in here at a different time. But again, I wish you well. I hope you're all progressing. And if you have any questions about anything, please make sure you touch base with me, and take care. Goodbye.